Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award-winning Fearless Tarot and the upcoming Tarot in Love, Consulting the Cards and Matters of the Heart, which is now available for pre-order wherever books are sold. It is time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the 3 animals were the Nightingale, the Panther, and the turkey. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. So for those of you who picked the Nightingale spirit, the card says love is all around, and Nightingale sings that beautiful song of love. And so this animal archetype could be something you're attracted to when you're really needing to connect with that higher vibration of love and pull yourself out of something that feels a bit lower or heavier, or just kind of brings your energy field down. Sometimes Nightingale is also associated with music. And so if you're waking up and you're just going through your routines and you're going right to the news, maybe the Nightingale is saying, turn off the news, turn on your most favorite song or the most beautiful music, something that really elevates your mood, and watch how that affects your day. So first we're going to go into where it's best for Nightingale to put their focus in this next week. And we got the Page of Cups. And of all the cards in the tarot, I feel the Page of Cups is one of the most creative. This could be a time where you're feeling artistic. It could also indicate that it's time to put your focus on projects, especially ones that encapsulate your emotions or your feelings. The Page of Cups is also very sensitive, and so you want to be very mindful of what your energy is like and also what environment you're putting yourself in. Perhaps the Page of Cups is saying it's time to detox, not just from something harsh physically, but from energy patterns from other people, from situations that feel like, again, they're just too heavy. So make sure that you're really selective about how open you're going to be with your sensitivity, especially when that Page of Cups comes up. Second, we got the advice from your inner wisdom, and we actually get the Ten of Cups. So this could, again, be a time with these 2 very loving cards where you're raising up the energy, you're trying to elevate it, especially with love, with connection. The Ten of Cups is also a card of gratitude. So this could be a time that instead of struggling against the current reality or what you're experiencing, instead, you're really just saying, you know what, I'm grateful for what I do have going on right now that looks positive. And also, Ten of Cups can also indicate that it's time to bring about family harmony. A lot of decks show a rainbow or a rainbow theme on the Ten of Cups, and that can imply that, happiness does return after a storm, just like a rainbow. And so this could be a time when you're really putting your focus on how do you get through the storm and how do you, again, let that rainbow shine through. And Ten of Cups, again, it just follows that energy of gratitude. So maybe look at the part of your life right now that really you haven't been acknowledging, you haven't really been appreciating, and really just let that in your heart center. And then finally, we got the mythic archetype that gives advice for this next week. And we actually get Pandora. She's the archetype, the goddess who, opens the jar and all the plagues of the world come out, and she snaps it shut quickly before hope escapes. And Pandora, she reminds us that hope is always there. It's that last thing that we can hang on to. So no matter what's swirling around in your current experience, Pandora is saying don't let go of hope. And also Pandora, her name in Greek means all gifts. And so this could be a time when, again, where you're really appreciating all the gifts that you do have, because those are going to be the seeds that lead toward your breakthrough. Next, we're going to go into the Panther spirit, and this card says reclaim your power. And the panther, with its black, beautiful black color, it's also associated with the shadow self, shadow magic, sometimes even facing our own shadow. And there's great healing in going into the dark and seeing what's there. A lot of us spiritual people want to be light and love all the time and bring things to this positive place. And that's a great intention. But it really doesn't matter if you haven't been dealing with your own shadows, or if you're just insulating yourself away from something that's really difficult, something that's hurting within you that you really need to pay attention to at this time. So listen to your body, listen to your heart. Even if something is pulling you a little bit down at this time, maybe it's time to spend some time there, and you could find that your breakthrough's awaiting there. First card for Panther is where it's best to place your focus. We actually get the Three of Wands. which is a card of potentials. The Three of Wands is a reassuring card, and it reminds us that no matter what we're projecting into the future or what we think is going to happen, that's not written yet. That life is still unwritten, and that the story that you're going to be experiencing is going to be written according to what you choose, what you want to do with it. And so your opportunities are limitless whenever the Three of Wands comes up. So this could be a time to not be afraid of the great expanse that's in front of you, but instead to embrace it. The second card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom. And we actually get the Seven of Swords, which is, for me, a card of strategy. And this could indicate that there is a challenge that you're being presented with that can feel a lot bigger than you. And instead of struggling and fighting against it and feeling frustrated, it might be time to get more clever than it. It might also be a time to come up with a strategy, a plan, a game plan for how you're going to go through with this. And so maybe the yawning future in front of the Panther might feel overwhelming, feel difficult, but it's because you may not have this all planned out yet. And maybe you're just needing to organize this information, get a little bit more information to inform your path moving forward. And then finally, the mythic archetype that's going to help the Panther is actually Hephaestus. He's the god of the forge. And what he is also the god of is work. So this could be a time where you're making maybe plans for the future with your work. It could also be a time when you're really deciding to put your focus on meaningful work. And that's not just your career or how you're making money. Sometimes Hephaestus is telling you that it's important to be mindful of where you're spending your time, what you're really building in your own life, and to really be mindful of that. So that is the Panther. Finally, we have the turkey spirit, and it's not lost on me that it's also Thanksgiving in the United States, so happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I hope you have an enjoyable day. Turkey is a symbol or an animal spirit of giving, gratitude. The turkey spirit gives its life, and it doesn't think of itself. It's selfless. And so this could be a time when it's not just about, well, what do I want? What do I need? But how do I serve? How do I help you? What do you need? Turkey teaches valuable medicine, that sometimes the healing that we're looking for, that breakthrough we want for ourselves, comes when we're engaged actively with helping others reach their breakthrough. And I can't tell you how many times I do a reading and something flies out of my mouth and I'm like, you know what? That's the advice I needed to hear. And it wouldn't have come out unless I were to express that in a reading. So this might be a time when you really look at the ways in which you're helping others as also a way you're helping yourself. First card for Turkey is where it's best to place your focus. And look at that, we got the World card. This is a card of completion, graduation. It's saying that you finished a major cycle and that it's time to move on. Sometimes the World card can also indicate that it's time to bring completion to something that's been feeling unfinished. So it takes courage to finish something that's unfinished. And the World card is telling you you're ready for it now. It's time to finally make that choice. You're going to do it this time. You just need to make that committed choice to tie up the loose ends and get ready for a brilliant new beginning. Next, we got advice from your inner wisdom for this next week, and we got the Six of Swords reversed. And the Six of Swords can indicate when it's reversed that you have to identify the part of your life that feels stuck, like it's stuck in the mud, like you're going across that river of your life and then your oar gets stuck in the mud. And it's time to dislodge yourself from this. And I think with that world advice, it's time to stop, denying your evolution right now, the part of you that it's just time to grow. It's time to move on to this next level. You might be stuck on this thing, oh, I can't do it, or there's this excuse for why not. And, it's maybe not the time, or I'm not ready. World card is saying you're totally ready for this. And so it's time to stop getting stuck in circles, and it's time to move on. And always with the Six of Swords, upright or reversed, do not fight the flow of that river current. And the mythic archetype that's going to help you, if you pick the turkey, is Silenus. And his name means moon man in ancient Greek. This could be a time when you're really listening to your inner nature, your authentic self. It's also a time where you're really going to want to listen to the sage-like wisdom of the teacher within, because Silenus was the teacher of Dionysus. So this could be this time, again, where you're listening to that deeper inner wisdom or advice to lead towards the completion of whatever has been stuck or unfinished. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, you can always schedule a one-on-one reading with me at elliotoracle.com. Otherwise, I hope you all have a happy holiday, and I'll see you again next week.